What's up, YouTube?
What's going on, guys? We're
We
back.
are here. Hey, yo, before we even start this, bro,
What's up?
shout out Flair Encounters for this beautiful
Full spot.
penthouse
Yeah,
that
so
we're
yeah.
in right now.
So, we were saying earlier, we started in the couch, now we at the penthouse, you know what I mean? So
Hey, man.
that's what's up. We really appreciate it.
Blessings all
And
around.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, blessings.
It's
for
crazy.
sure.
Like you said, it's crazy how we started
That's
from
not
literally
we're,
a
like, we're
couch.
literally watching a helicopter just
Look,
leave a fucking
right over there.
rooftop. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane.
And we're
dude.
nobody. We're nobody. Well, I mean, I can speak for me and my boy right here. Hey, we
I just want to say we're all son of God, so
Hey,
we are
yeah,
somebody.
Okay,
We are
hey,
somebody.
all right, I'll say that. We are. But in the podcast game, we nobodies. But we're going to be somebody.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but that's a little joke we like to tell each other. It's just funny. But
That's
yeah.
fun. But shout out Flair Encounters because this place is amazing. And it really has to tie into our guest that we have today. Angel, you want to give him a little introduction on yourself?
Sure. Yeah. Victor Angel. I go by Angel. I've always been called that growing up. But born and raised in downtown Los Angeles. This is what I do primarily for work. I do real estate investing, and I also do short-term rentals. A lot of people call it Airbnb, VRBO, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty much a home sharing business, rental arbitrage, and and then I also have a company called Give Soap, which pretty much it's a one-for-one concept. Buy a bar, give a bar. Really just spreading love and hope to a community that's been underserved.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay. We don't have to tell the internet who we are because they know a lot about us
they know.
already. But okay, so let's start off. Let's strip away the soap
Okay.
because you told us a very interesting story before we got on camera about how we're up in a beautiful penthouse suite right now.
Right.
I don't know if it's a broke penthouse, but it's anything. It's the nicest thing that I've been in.
For the sake of the podcast.
But let's talk about how you said that you were on the other side of this before the soap,
Right.
before maybe before you got the idea of the whole giving concept, because you were saying the angel before that would have never done that.
Right.
So you want to give us a little bit about
Yeah,
that? Give us where Angel started.
So I started my entrepreneurial endeavors about 8-9 years ago. Like any other business person, they want to make it, right?
Yeah.
So I had a drive, I had an urgency to like really meet people, connect, network, and I found myself getting into this particular industry. And I used to live on a penthouse right on the other side of that building over there. And what I found as the years went by, this is going back 4 or 5 years ago, I started to realize that I was a very self-centered, egotistical, and I think my brother can speak a little bit on that a little further, as he experienced a lot of that. But I was just very prideful in who I was and what I did, and it's just a very unpleasant person to be around. You're right. And so it took for a big downfall in order for me to actually flip the script, right? Complete 180, and was when I was kind of reborn, right, in a sense. And that whole giving mindset, it all goes back to like what I learned as a kid. My parents raised me to love others, to share, and to just be kind. And I just found that I had drifted away from that. So I can say, this company really did bring me back. God brought me back for sure. And, being where I was, I just would never envision myself or would never even imagine doing what even we're doing with Give Soap. Helping the homeless, going out, feeding them, massaging them, washing their feet. Those are all different things that I got from the Word of God. At the same time, I just wanted to do something for a change. And I knew that I wanted to get back into business, but only to give back, right? So it's not about me anymore, right? It's not about like what I can do and what I bring to the table. It's more so like what I can leave this earth leaving behind.
Okay.
Because you were talking about, when we leave, we're all the same, right? You said Kim Kardashian.
Hey, man.
It doesn't matter what the bank
6
account
feet,
looks like.
6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then, like, what do you leave?
We had a
Well,
conversation about this too, me and this guy. It's
After
like,
that, you know, people, what will people remember you from? You know, things
Exactly.
like that. Maybe millions of people will remember her, but then like maybe only 10 people remember you. But then they'll be like this, you know, this motherfucker like really impacted my life,
That's
and
right.
I changed myself because of him. Doesn't matter how many people, just as long as you know, one or two people, that's more than enough, man. As
That's
long as you
right.
change two people's lives, man. That's
Yeah. You know, the word says, I don't know if you guys read the Bible at all or not, but the word says, you know, that Jesus Christ left the 99 for the one. Right. So that's a concept that I've kind of taken on as the way that I view life. Like, it's okay if you don't impact masses of people, right?
Yeah.
As long as you make that impact on that one person, that can make all the difference,
All the difference,
because you
yeah.
change the world through that person.
and then
Right.
that person can
Exactly.
pass it on to
And that
someone
person
else,
will
and
then
exactly.
it's literally
in a
rippling
positive
effect.
way. You
Yeah,
know
in a
what I mean?
positive way,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, it's like a ripple effect.
It's a heavy fucking subject, dude.
Yeah,
It really
it is.
is.
You know, because you know, we all go through those phases. You know, where you just rebel now. You know, you just want to wild out and shit like that. And like you said, it took something like to like a big downfall in order for you to realize, hey man, what am I doing?
Right.
What am I giving back to? And that's where
Right.
you started. I think a lot of us go through that, and some people it takes like a really really big downfall. You know, the rock bottom
Yeah.
type of deal. And for some people, it's just like a little reality check, and it's like, oh man, like maybe I
Yeah.
should just change what I'm doing.
And that's exact. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was exactly my mindset, right? When that happened, I didn't like complain, I didn't argue. I kind of just sat still. I prayed a lot, and and it sounds like such a short period of time, but this actually took 2 years. This is a 2-year process. So 8 years ago, I started business, right? 4 or 5 years later, I was multimillionaire, right? Living in a penthouse, living life, right? Doing well for myself, but really hurting inside.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I wasn't really happy. I wasn't being fulfilled, right? Lost everything. And I mean, from having what you see now, shout out Flaire Encounters. This is the reason why we're here. But, losing everything and really not knowing how to pivot, I had no other way than to turn up. So I started to pray.
Yeah.
I started to pray. I started to just,
As we all do when we get into those sticky situations
Right.
Yeah,
where it's
right.
like,
Right.
hey, and it sucks that it's that way, but you know what? We're,
Yeah.
as human beings, when we're doing well, we're not thinking about,
That's
Yeah.
I'm gonna go smoke this joint real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Something,
I'm not worried about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you get into those situations, and I mean, you know what I mean? That's when you really feel, you see that connection where you're like, all right, yeah, I'm a God fearing man, and right now, hey man, I'm gonna need you to get me out of this one. It's usually,
That's
when we're down the
Yeah,
worst.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate that it's that way, but in my story, it was very much like that. And yeah, I found myself in a very dark place, not knowing kind of where to turn. And so I looked upward and I started to pray, and I started to just ask him for a revelation to just give me like a way, give me a how to, right? Put the people in my life, take the people out of my life. And little by little, he just started to close the doors that didn't work, and he started to open the doors that were
did
meant
work.
for me, right? For me to get out of the situation. And God knows everybody, so he's like, the way I like to see it is he's the biggest networker, right? He literally knows you, he knows him, he knows he knows everybody.
Yeah.
So he can say, let me take you real quick and let me put you with this guy some way, somehow, and he'll make something out of that. So he's always creating. Like, he's the top creator. So lost everything, and it was something that something had to give, something had to change. So it was really my heart that needed to change. So you can say 2 years ago I had a heart transplant.
Okay.
A spiritual heart transplant. And this is where kind of this came about. I started to really think, because being in the city, I actually came back to the city just to kind of see whether or not this was a place for me, right? Testing the waters. And it being such a familiar place, I really wanted to just kind of go back to my stomping grounds and see whether or not God was going to say, yes, this is a door he wants me to go through, right? So came down here, I dabbled in this business a little bit more. Things continue to not fully work the way they're supposed to. So I pulled back out, right? But in the time that I was there, I saw a lot. I was more observant than before, right? I started to see, because I was on the ground, I started to actually see the tents, the lines and rows of tents. I started to see, I look out of a balcony and I would see like a block in front of me was like filled with more tents, and it was like block after block. and it practically looked like Skid Row here in downtown. And I know Skid Row is just up the street, but they had a little section for it, right? They kind of had it like blocked off. It was specific to who lived there. But now it was like you see these tents all over downtown. Yeah. So there was a problem. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Like I want to do something about this. Like I felt like a knock on my heart. So I said, you know what? How can I create a business, right? Because it needs to fund itself, right? It can be self-funded. We talked about that.
Yeah.
But still be able to help at the same time, right? And I knew we were going through COVID. There's a lot of people that got affected, with that, and I feel that hygiene is a key essential to just life, And I was talking to a buddy the other day. The life expectancy of a homeless person is actually 12 years less than you and I.
Really?
Yes, because they live in a not so hygiene, like it's not a clean place.
Of course.
So all that gets transcribed into the body, right? The skin is our largest organ, so we got to take care of what kind of goes in there, right?
Yeah.
So kind of seeing that concept, I saw, hygiene is what's underserved. So I'm gonna in a sense be the Toms of soap.
Okay.
And so I came up with the concept of 1 for 1. So when someone buys a bar, now they can take a shower knowing that they can actually allow for someone else to shower for up to 2 weeks. And it says it on our packaging, right? But yeah, that was the vision behind it. And that's what I feel kind of God was pushing me.
How do you even like soap? Like where do you start off with? How does that work? You know what I mean? Like, is it like you go to a distributor, or are you watching this product be built from the ground up?
So it started with us making it. I found out very quickly that I couldn't make soap.
Okay.
It was a lot harder. It was a lot harder than it seems, right? It's very much like baking, right? Everything is like exact measurement, and timing, and you got to let it sit, and all that stuff. You got to let it cure. So I actually ended up. My mom introduced me to a friend.
Okay.
Yeah, she said, "Hey, you want to get in contact with this person? I know you're getting into soaps. This is the person you want to talk to." So, I mean, from moms, like that was a sign from God, straight up.
Did you come, like we're talking about your brother being, very into business, and yourself being into business as your family background? Are you coming from like a line of people who are straight hustlers? Because I could go to my mom and be like, hey, you know anybody who makes soap?
I think
shit ain't gonna happen.
In the family is starting.
I think we're the first generation to actually bring the entrepreneurship in the family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we were always taught to go to school, get a degree, get a good job with benefits, all that stuff. So.
Yeah, my dad's a longshoreman, so I mean he makes good money.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what my dad does. So
okay, so
I mean, and well, just up until recently. So see, that's kind of like the background that I come from. It was always like my dad was Navy, got out, became a boiler man, and then did his thing. Was always trying to get down at the port until he thought, all right, I'm done. I'm not going to get in, and then lo and behold, hurt his hand. Like you're saying, doors open up, and it was a gift from God, because I don't know how else you would explain the fact that he's been down there for so long, and then all of a sudden, 5,000 hours, you got 5,000 hours, you're getting in full time.
I got another story that kind of ties in,
which
it has to do with my dad.
Okay.
So yeah, kind of tying into that, because you're talking about doors, right? And everything is God's timing, right? We can make up all the different plans, right? We can say, hey, at this time I'm going to do this, this time, this day, right? But God could at any given moment just step in and say, wait a minute, that's not how I want it.
Pump the brakes.
And he'll pump the brakes.
We were talking about this, me and him. It can either be good or it could be bad. It could be something that you're doing not right in your life, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna come up. We've been talking about that. You can go on.
so that being said, my dad actually he's a liver transplant survivor.
Okay.
So he had liver failure. This was 13, 14 years ago.
2008.
2008.
Yeah,
so at 2008.
2008
he suffered liver failure, and he just terrible. Health was just going down. Guy had, doctors were saying, anywhere between 3 and like 1 month to live.
Oh shit.
You know, and he went to a service. My aunt took him. Went to the service. The pastor that day had actually called him specifically, like called him on the mic and said, "Hey, there's someone out there with a poked liver. Like, you need to come forward." And so, mind you, my dad never met this guy, right? New to this church, and so he steps up and pretty much hit him with the fire of the Holy Spirit, and he said, "Today you are healed. 30 days from today, you'll have a new liver." So my dad was like, okay, like I don't know what that means, like, because as far as I know, I need a transplant in order for that to happen, and the doctor was saying, I have maybe about 3-6 months to live. So mark the calendar. 30 days later, he got a call from UCLA Medical. And they said, "Mr. Angel, we have a liver for you that matches. Can you make it to the hospital at this time?" And so at that moment when they call, because mind you, it's a list. You don't just get called. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's a list, so you have to make the list first, right? Within that time frame, my dad made the list. Right, he went from number like 30 in the list to like number 1 in a week. So it's like cutting line. Straight up, God just literally handpicked him, put him in the front of the line, and then he was next. So, but he had to take him through the valley in order for him to get there because he was actually dying.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't go to work, throwing up, yellow eyes, yellow skin, like the whole 9. It was bad. And rushed him to the hospital, and that was like a whole another experience, right? But 2 weeks later, he was already walking. Doctors were like, "I've never seen a change this fast. This has to be a miracle, a blessing from God, a sign, something." Because in scientific kind of timing or like schedules, it doesn't happen this way. And I've been doing this for 14 years, 15 years. So it's pretty crazy to see. That's kind of what he said. So yeah, that's kind of just a living testament of like, hey, when it's time, it's time. When God wants to close that door, He will. But when He wants to open up another one, you can also count on Him to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't. Yeah. It's crazy. Like I said, it goes both ways. Like either, and you could be a believer, you could be a non-believer. It's just, and we don't discriminate. We don't don't disrespect.
Yeah.
We like I said, my boy over there, he's dicey on this subject.
I just say like I believe there is a higher power. My personal belief, I don't know what it is, and I'm still searching. I'm still looking. You know what I mean?
And that's
And I talk to people that are very religious, this and that, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with having faith.
Right.
Whether you believe in this, you believe in that, there's nothing wrong with that. That's like actually really beautiful if you think about it, right? So that's just
having faith is really just trusting in the unseen, right? So you know that there's a higher power.
Yeah.
So you're saying you have faith.
Yeah, of course.
In short terms, right? That's really what it is.
Yep.
And every single one of us has a journey, right? Like you said, there's no discrimination. I claim God all day, but that's just because He's shown me in my life.
Yeah.
Like I can speak from experience, from my dad, from work, from business, from my brothers. It's all around me, right? And he literally has like I have like this covering. It's just very strange. It's like it's what it is. And so even my wife, like I experienced God through my wife.
And that's very. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
30.
You're 30? Yeah, 30 years old. That's kind of rare to be married at 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in today's age,
Today's world.
My
Dirty 30.
my parents got married at 24.
Yeah,
So
that was
their
back
time.
then,
That was
back
their,
then,
And so, I mean, it was definitely something that I gave to God. Speaking of God, I gave it to God. I said, you know what, God, none of these relationships are working. There's women out here in LA, no offense to the women, but there's just something about the things that have changed, right? Things have changed, and we can, as men, we can kind of agree to that, right? And so it's very difficult to find a good woman, right? A woman of faith. That's not right. Let's for the sake of the example of faith, and a woman that's really just gonna be that support system, right? Because women are really a man's rock. That's really what it is. At the end of the day, right? Because he kind of falls back on that. That's like his vulnerable place, and so hard to find that. So I gave it up, and I said, you know what? I'll give it to you. If I'm supposed to be single the rest of my life, then so be it. Like, I'm willing to accept that. But the word says that he also will give us the desires of our heart. Mm-hmm. So he knew that I desired a wife. Mm-hmm. He knew that I desired kids. Mm-hmm. You know? So now, not only am I married, and it happened so quickly. Mm-hmm. Met her in July of last year. We got engaged in October and got married in November.
Oh, okay.
Man. Yeah. So. And now this is a surprise. Nobody knows, but now we're actually expecting.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
So,
man.
Congratulations,
thank
bro.
you, bro. Thank you. So, we're pregnant now. We're 13 weeks. And it's like all the desires of my heart are literally being like given. He's literally bringing it up. He's making it happen.
Okay.
And, it's a living testimony of like, hey, if you want it bad enough, you will receive it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you actually have to take the step forward. Like without that first step, God is not going to take two. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that goes with anything.
Yeah, of course. With anything, you have to show initiative. You have to show adjustment. Not everything's gonna go our way. We have to, make sacrifices, things like that. It's life, man.
Right.
It's
like you guys. You guys started in the couch. But see, your guys' system. Your people that you work with, even your equipment. Like it's different than it was in the first day. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So you guys took that first step. Now you guys are taking your second and third.
Yeah. And then you see it's like the way we kind of went about it too is like, straight up, people are not going to take you serious if you don't have the desire to want to do it and show that you guys are serious about it, like all the equipment that we buy and the setup that we have. Mm-hmm. It's not just the fact that, we want to have, a good podcast to be out there and put out there, good audio and all that. Right. But at the end of the day, too, if I come at you and I say, oh, it's just like shout out MC Pancho, like he was telling us. Oh, I want to, I'm a rapper or whatever, and, have people come out, oh, well, where's your stuff at? Like, how if you don't have a product to show, like how would I feel if I, we have to start somewhere, but how would I feel if I shot you a video of us sitting in his living room? You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I'd give these guys a shot, but maybe you wouldn't. But now that you see the fact that, okay, they have a sound and audio girl. Yeah. Oh, they have, Rode mics and they have stands and they have a setup. You know what I mean? If we came in with backpacks holding our shit and, instead of Pelican cases, it all is,
Yeah, it's a representation
of ourselves. Yeah. That we respect what we do and we respect this trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like these spots, right? You can have a nice location, but they're the hosts that don't really care and design it like mediocre, right? Or go to Goodwill and kind of put it together.
Yeah.
And then there's the hosts that actually want to create an experience.
Yeah, puts the time and the effort.
So that's kind of that example, right? Flair Encounters gives that experience. They give that extra, like, you know what? I'm going to put the extra touch. I'm going to put the Give soap in the bathroom. Why? Because I want them to shower with something quality. Yeah. But at the same time, I want to be able to give back to our city.
Yeah, exactly.
So it really goes back. It goes back to like you got to take pride in what you're putting out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Shit slaps. I was smelling this shit at the fight, bro. Dude, I was like, I don't know why I didn't. I think I was gonna go back, but I didn't end up going back because I was networking throughout. But nah, dude, I feel like I got the Dr. Squash vibes a little bit from it, but like I think this smells way better than Dr. Squash.
Yeah, not to shoot down Dr. Squash, but I tried their product, and I've tried before I got into the business because I know you asked about how I got started.
Yeah.
I found out very quickly I'm not meant to make soap, so I don't do it, right? I found a distributor. I found someone that can actually produce in large quantities. Mm-hmm. So in order to, place these orders, you gotta buy pallets. Mm-hmm. You can't just buy a box. It doesn't work that way. They'll ship it out to you and everything. So, I do have a production team that I talk to. Obviously, I can choose the scents that I want. I can choose the different products that go in it. They have some not so good quality, but then they have better quality. So they have a range, right? But really, like, damn, I lost my train of thought.
No, you're good. You were just talking about, the starting off of you going to the distributor, not making it yourself, right? Because, we're fucking not chemists.
I was talking about Dr. Squash. So I tried the different products, and I found I couldn't find a product that wouldn't make me dry out. And so that was big.
I got dry skin too.
That was big for me.
got
So I
thick
said, you know
skin,
what?
so-
Like I gotta go. So I started to do research. I started to like try different things, test, and then finally I ran into these guys, and yeah, pretty much brought them on board to the whole concept. I explained what I was doing, and now they actually even donate to me.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I've shared, what I'm doing and the things that we're doing out here in LA, and they said, you know what, we love what you're doing. Like, we're gonna go ahead and send you free extra cases on us, just for the cause.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that, so they really helped us kind of get off the ground. A lot of the things that we've donated have been because they've put up a lot of it. But ultimately, yeah, it was really just research, finding the right people, finding the right products, and finding a product that will make your skin feel good.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you have to have a quality product. You know
Right.
what I mean? The message could be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no one's gonna ride with you if they're like, well, I mean, I want to support, but
But it's not good.
It's not good, So it has to be good.
And that was one of the things, I didn't want, because we give the people that we serve, we give them the same exact product. So they don't get anything cheaper. Like, if you buy this, we give them this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, all right, if I'm gonna be giving stuff away, I don't want to give low quality. A lot of there are companies that say, hey, we're gonna donate or we're gonna give back, but it's like they'll find the ultimate cheapest thing or how to save, right?
Come on. We're saying Tom's is not giving them the fucked up stitched shoes.
Like,
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna say it. It's not. Come on, bro.
they're like the
Come on,
lady
bro.
messes up, like, oh, okay, throw it in this pile.
This is the pile.
This is the one we're
Right.
giving away.
Come on, bro.
So
Who knows, man? I don't know.
so we choose not to do that. We really care about these people. Ultimately, they become our friends. You know what I mean? I've got invited to their living rooms. And it's like ours. It has a couch. They have a little table. Like, they have a setup. It's their home. And just respecting that and respecting them and giving them a quality product is what we want to provide, not only for our customers, but also for them, because they're the ones that really need it. Like, they're the ones with the messed up skin, the rashes, the cuts, the bruises. I mean, a lot of these people, their feet aren't the prettiest, and that's just because they literally walk barefoot.
Yeah.
Or they've been wearing the same socks. Try wearing the same socks for a month.
Yeah,
Where
Sometimes I switch them out twice, 3 times a day,
but when it's like when you go to take it off, you can just tell that it's been on there for a long time, because it's like almost meshing with the skin. You know what I mean? And so it's a sad thing to see, but it's a reality. And
Humbling.
yeah, it's very humbling, extremely humbling. I got my friend Jacoby. He actually stepped in with me and did one of the runs where we went out and washed feet. I mean, he can touch a little bit about that if he wants, regarding how you felt.
Yeah, I mean, as far as us going down there, man, like, you'd be surprised, bro. Like you were saying, that enmeshment between the sock and the foot, like, that's real, dude. When you're rolling that thing down and it's like you can feel it like peeling away, like, it's nuts, man. It makes, and what he was saying too, these guys, their life expectancy shortened because of those types of conditions. When he was on my show, he was letting me know, dude, 30 to 45 days between showers for these guys. Like, it's crazy, man. Just think about that. Like you have the ability, when you come home at the end of the day, wash off whatever worries and troubles throughout your day, your stresses, everything down the drain, right? Kind of like a metaphorical sense. Dude, like, just imagine not being able to do that for 45 days.
Yeah. No, and then a lot of the time too, it's like, we're quick to write off the whole situations and whatnot, and they're on drugs or anything like that. But we talked to my sister about, like, my sister's she works down at the port and works part time with a company that actually works with finding them housing, getting them medical, getting them all the help they need.
Yeah.
But she also says that, like, a lot of them are just people who just mental health issues. Some of them do have a habit, and that happens, but
not all of them.
Not all of
that's
them.
all. Sometimes people just jump to conclusion, this and that. And hey, man, there's people that love being homeless. There is people like that.
There is that too.
They don't want to have the 9 to 5 or whatever. There's people like that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Jacoby and I were talking about that actually the other day. You talk about mental health, right? It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people revert to drugs because of their mental health issues.
Yeah.
Like imagine you're living on the street, right? Maybe $100 to your name. You have a bag with just personal items, right? Essentials that you carry that you feel are important. And you know, you obviously need money for food. You need somewhere to sleep. So you probably step into like a little motel like down the street, you know. So your money withers away very quickly.
Yeah.
Right? You can't find a job. They don't know where to get help. And so now you start to run into the situation of like, okay, you're not eating now because you're literally on survival mode, right? On top of that, you probably haven't showered in a week. So now you're starting to smell, right? You don't necessarily have a shower where you can go in and just clean up real quick, get ready for an interview. You kind of show up as you are, right? So yeah, man, mental health actually affects a lot of these people and is the reason why they stay in the same place. Now, I'm not going to disregard there are people that want to be there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
There's people that just that's a life they choose and they just don't want to be part of society.
Yeah.
They want, you know,
Be off the grid, do whatever they want to do, sleep wherever they want to sleep.
sleep
There's
wherever they
people
want to
like
sleep.
that,
You know, they just want to collect government, you know, funding and
Well, you'd be surprised, dude. We even had, crazy as it sounds, bro. There's a chick who has a longshoreman pension. She's not picking up her mail, and she lives on the street, and she doesn't go pick up her mail. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? She's a retired longshoreman. Whatever they get paid as your dad, your pops is in, so you know what the pensions look like.
Right.
Retired longshoreman, rather sweep the street, not go get her pension check, and they tell her because my sister did the rounds. She worked where they give them the PO boxes so that they could go pick up their mail, like you said, they get their checks and whatnot. And she's done where she does the outreach and you know gets them vaccinated and gets them you know their if you want help to
Right.
go and you know start the change if they want to get off the street. Some people just you would
yeah, man.
it's intense. It's crazy that there's just that vast amount of like different situations out there and different.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lifestyle some people choose, unfortunately, but you know, it's their choice. It's their, you know, it's the way they want to live. So, you know, it's well, like we said, it's going after that one person, right? It's just going back and reaching that one because that one will make a difference in a pool of like 100, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just like spreading love, hope to a community that a lot of people, and that's also like that is a lot of how we think as a society as well. We think and we kind of frown upon that, right? The people that live there.
Yeah.
I know it because I was there once upon a time.
Of course. Yeah.
I'd said those things. I thought that way. I have like just walked past, and it's like, you know, that's not what we're called to do. Like I think as people, it should hurt you to see another person living that way.
Yeah. Suffering or whatever. Yeah.
Right. And you know, and that's it got to the point for me that like I started to feel what these people are feeling, and I was like, man, I gotta do something. And it was because I've been blessed with so much.
Yeah.
And I can actually go out and get after it, do it, and you know, I can create the means to. And so because I'm blessed in abundance, right? And I have an abundance mindset, I want to be sure to also be able to give back abundantly, right? And I have to think like, oh, well, I got to pay rent, so I can't do it this week, you know? So kind of where it comes down to is like, well, now this is a business that not only like supports kind of me and, you know, everyone involved, but also can sustain itself to a point where it's also helping a society, right? Or a community, I should say, in a society that is oftentimes just
Neglected. Yeah.
you know. So it's really a story of love and what love can do in a person's life. And I can tell you from experience that these people absolutely just they feel loved when we're out there. You know what I mean? Like I've had the same people show up at the same time consistently, and it's because we show up. You know, and it's crazy. It's crazy the impact that it makes. I mean, a lot of these people, they're in that dark place that I was talking about, right? They're where I was before. And in that moment of like service that they're receiving, they almost like something clicks and they say, wow, God is real. Like if God was not real, you guys wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? So the fact that you guys moved on that, like we appreciate you.
Yeah, and then that gives, like you said, hope or faith or whatever. Like, yeah, maybe I could,
Exactly.
get out of here and work on myself and do better, or maybe it just changes the person to be a better person personality wise. Who knows,
Yeah.
And so I tell people, like, you should try to help, but also you can only help so much and help someone that wants to be helped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Giving advice or whatever. But as long as you're trying, you spread positivity. And also, like, your lifestyle, whatever, as long as you're not hurting anyone, you're not, doing bad things or whatever,
Right.
live your life, help if you can. Obviously, not everyone can help. I know that as well.
Yeah.
There's people that really want to help. But what's crazy is that, like, even, like, you have, like, like, families, right? When you're at your lowest or whatever, you still find a way to try to help someone, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
even us, like, when, like, homeless people would come up and they'll knock on the door and this and that, oh, can I have, like, $5? My mom was like, well, I can make you a sandwich. And, you have a couple guys that are like, nah, I'm
I
good.
want the money, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want the money. Or you have a lot of people that are like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take a sandwich. You know what I mean? My mom will do that. And we had family members that would be like, why are you helping them, this and that? My mom's like, he's a guy. He's down. He's asking for some food, for some money or whatever. I can help him out with this. And if we can
Right.
do it, why not?
I can alleviate some of that expense. Yeah, right. And I do the same thing with the soap. Like I carry this case everywhere I go in the car. If I see someone on the street or on the corner of a freeway or whatever, I literally roll my window down. I'm like, hey, bro, I got no money for you, but I got some soap. Like, do you want a soap? I've gotten from like, ooh, thanks, man. Like, thank you. I appreciate it. And I've gone like, oh, no, I don't need soap. Meanwhile, they're dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't showered. They're wearing the same clothes. And it's like, again, it goes back to like some people want to stay there.
Yeah.
You know? And believe it or not, man, there's a lot of people live on the street that literally beg for money every day, and they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
You stand on a corner with your hand out, you're gonna make money. And so one of the things that I've actually they have shared with me, right? Let's say like I build relationships with these people, and they've told me like, oh no, I can't shower or I can't change my clothes, and I'm like, why not? Like I couldn't understand. They said, well, if I shower, first of all, I look too new to the streets.
Okay.
So it's perspective.
Yeah.
I look too new to the streets, so now I'm getting jumped and robbed. Second, people won't give me money because they won't think I'm
Yeah.
homeless.
It look too clean or whatever. Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually have.
But more importantly, I feel it's number one,
Yeah.
the fact that they'll look too new to the streets.
Different world out there,
it's-
man. It's a different world.
You know,
it's not cut and chew.
I
They
mean,
got
yeah,
mayors. They got mayors in
Skid Row or whatever. Yeah.
It's like it's yeah. And I feel like that's just every society, you want to call it, every scene, every whatever. Hey, yo, just because they're homeless doesn't mean that they don't have the same problems and situations that
rules or
other
whatever
people can
they
get
might-
into, man. I'm pretty sure it happens, and if not, it's worse because
You're in a tougher
situation, and it's like straight lawless. Because hey, the cops are not gonna arrest these two people for fighting. I mean, you get in a fight, yeah, we're going.
Oh, we're going in.
We're going for a ride.
Even
you know
for
what
a
I mean?
day or a couple
Yeah.
hours, for sure. Yeah, they're gonna leave
So
them alone.
it's more along the lines of, I think it's a harsher
Reality.
reality, and they're gonna let more shit go. You know what I mean? As far as you got nothing to lose.
I mean, at the end of the day, and this is my personal opinion, my personal belief, I feel like it's a form of gentrification. I'm sorry, not gentrification. What's that word? Why did I say that? What's that word? Adolf Hitler?
Genocide?
Genocide.
Genocide.
It's a form of genocide. I say gentrification.
yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they actually will allow them to be in their tents, shoot up, and do whatever they do.
Yeah.
I mean, to them, it's like almost okay if someone passes because that's just another less person on the street, another less person we have to pay,
Deal with,
deal with.
It's a big issue because it's not like it's not just city. It's not here. Like you say, oh, you see it down. Like, oh, we see it on the streets now where we're walking. Not just it's leaving Skid Row. Well, it's not even there, dude. We live in the harbor area, and we got like too many Skid Rows.
It's all over, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And it's tough because like you hear like all these propositions and, you know, politics saying like we need to do something with the homeless, we want to help them, and there's literally millions and millions of dollars, but yet it's still going up.
And that's
So-
because, and you know, and again, me being on the front lines, I get a lot of the inside scoop. I get a lot of like, I get to see it firsthand. I was just talking to my brother about this yesterday, and I said, yeah, man, you know, they've made the whole homeless situation politics. That's really what it is now. Like homeless, like whoever's running for like improving city, you know, streets and cleaning the streets and housing and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's really about who they think is gonna do a better job at that. They make it a lot about the homeless situation to where it's like literally a campaign. You see mayors going down there. Yeah. Maybe a couple of days they'll record and shoot. You'll never see them again. Nope. That's the truth. Yeah. You know, I've seen it. I've been there when, you know, Channel 5 comes out. I've seen it when Fox 11. You know, I think a lot of people will tell me, "Oh, I think I saw you on the news." I'm like, bro, honestly, I don't care about that. I wasn't there because of the news.
Yeah.
I was there every week.
Yeah, just doing my thing.
You know, I was just doing my thing. If they caught a story, they caught a story. They just wanted to air something. You know, but as far as I know, yeah, there's nothing really being done to the potential that I know it can.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, you know, you're talking about like, you know, like you're making a change, you know, you're helping out. And I'm
Trying,
sure you're
trying.
not gathering like hundreds of millions of dollars from bonds and stuff to put in to make these programs and shit. You know what I mean? So it's tricky because, you know, they're talking about building like a little city, you know, where like a 1-bedroom with a little bathroom attached, and they're saying, oh, it's gonna cost $800,000 to build one of these. I'm like, yo, that little fucking shack costs more than my house? Like, you know, how does that work? Well, at the end of the day, someone's making some money off of it. You know, they're overcharging on parts. They're overcharging on labor. They're overcharging on... And that's the sad part about it. But at the end of the day, that's politics. You know what I mean? And a lot of people do it everywhere. When you have businesses or you work somewhere, if you're able to make a little, you know, something on the side, a lot of, like 90% of the people are going to do it.
Right.
You know? That's
It's
just how it is. But then I'm like, damn, like $800,000 for a little fucking shed that you can get at Home Depot. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's wild, but
and they are like little huts.
Yeah,
it doesn't even look like a little hut. It looks like a little hut.
Yeah,
and it's all. It kind of resembles a jail cell in a sense because you have your bed, you have your little table, and then your toilet.
Little toilet right there in the corner.
Yeah, and I think you have like a little AC in there.
Yeah,
I think. I hope so.
Yeah, but yeah, that's another avenue, you know what I mean? But yeah, like you're doing your thing, man, and that's what's up. And like we've had people like, you know, what's her name, Myra, she does the sober living, like helping when inmates get out of prison and help them transition into the world now, because you're talking about guys that have been there for 20 plus years. The world's completely
shout out
changing.
aim high sober living.
You know.
Yeah, it's you. I think you brought it up too, and I now saying that you see the human aspect of it, because you see that you're not government funded, and you know you tend to, like I said, you're gonna break more of the rules of like you're not giving away a damaged product. You know, something that you couldn't use because you couldn't package. No, you're giving them the same thing that you're selling to somebody. Right. And that's the human aspect of it behind it. It's not, okay, yeah, we just can't do anything with this batch, so let's give it away. No. You can see that, and we've seen it with Myra too. You could tell right out the bat. Somebody's bullshitting you, you know what I mean? And it seems like you bring that human aspect to it of going to Skid Row. You know what I mean? You don't shoot it every day. You're doing it right, man. I
appreciate you
in the simple way of saying it. You guys are
and
right.
That's what's up. And then especially, you know, being a Hispanic male, you know what I mean? Like we love seeing even any minority, just being a minority in general. You know, everyone talks about like, oh, you know, white people have it easy. We all have it hard, man. You know, we all have it hard, but sometimes, you know, it is tough to see, like, you know, Hispanic males, you know what I mean, out there and doing good, you know, and giving back, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what's up. That's, you know, we love to see that.
You know, it's all for the culture. You know, it's for our people as well. You know, and people of all skin colors. My wife is black. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not about color.
Yeah.
It's about the human being, the human aspect. And so that's really what we're trying to bring to light. Like, it doesn't matter what hood you're from, doesn't matter your background, your ethnicity, your culture.
Nope.
Like, we're all children of God. We are all brothers and sisters, some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And honestly, we're just called to lift each other up and
Yeah.
be lights in this world, because at one point
a
or at
very-
some point, the light's gonna turn out.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the dirt, right, and then we're gonna be another place.
Yeah.
And so, that being said, it's everywhere. I know that for a fact. Like, with Give Soap, we travel. It's not just here in downtown. We started in downtown, but now we're in San Fernando Valley. Right.
Oh, okay.
We do some work with the San Fernando Valley Rescue Mission. So they actually provide the hot shower. So they pull up to one of the churches that are there. They bring the hot shower, the truck, and everything, and we provide the essentials. So we bring the soap, the scrubbers. We got these things here, towels, socks. We have clothes, shoes, so they can change into or out of once they're done. And looking to go to other countries as well. Like, the whole idea, the vision that I had for it was really to take it to like Mexico, right? Which we already have. We've already broken Mexican ground. We took care of the refugee camps, borders. So a lot of families, they get split up when they're trying to cross. So we've actually catered to the Central American camp, the TJ border, and then the Mexican camp as well.
Okay.
And then outside of that, there's also an orphanage out in Ensenada, Mexico, where they help women that are being trafficked, drug trafficking, sex trafficking. And so they obviously need to get them kind of sobered up and stuff. So they're in a rehabilitation house, and then their children are literally like across, and they're being, taken care of by nurses and teachers and women from that little pueblo that's right there. And so they're actually in the process of building church, soccer field, playground, and all this stuff, school. So yeah, a lot of our products also make it to those foundations where they need it. You know what I mean? Like, here it looks bad, but over there it's different. Over there, you're literally walking on dirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're in a tent on dirt, and it's hot, and you don't you don't have the resources that you do here.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot different. So I mean, we're really targeting like the poorest of the poor, the people that don't have a voice, the people that are in customs, and there's just their situation's bad.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Kind of see more.
Hey man, well, we respect what you do and appreciate what you do, and it's awesome, man. It's like you said, you're bringing the human aspect to it, so you actually do care and see that you want to make a difference, and that's dope, man.
yeah, and that's
really
what's up. And then we're gonna go ahead and I know for sure I am. I'm gonna order some and have some.
You're gonna buy some right now.
Yeah, that too.
Buy it now, save on the shipping.
Yeah, but we want to go ahead
Use
and,
promo code Unusualfriends
for 0% off. 0% off.
That's what I tell people, man. I'm like, yo, bro, can I get a discount? I'm like, bro. I'm like, did you read the tagline? Do you know what we're doing?
Yeah.
Exactly,
No? Okay,
dude.
look.
That's what it. I fucking joke around and shit.
No, I'm not
But
talking
at
about
the
you.
same time too, it's like, you know what? Like, nah, I'm gonna come and support because we see that like you're seeing those things more and more on social media. Like, oh, when you see somebody who starts a business, you always ask for a discount.
Yeah.
When at the same time too, it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna ask you for a discount because I'm gonna try to support your business. You know what I mean? Like, you're starting some shit off. Like, why wouldn't I want to pay full price when I'll go to fucking the body shop and pay fucking $35 for a bar of soap? You know what I mean? Like, why am I not gonna support Raza who's selling soap, who's has a positive thing behind it? Why am I not gonna support you?
Yeah.
We use soap every fucking day. You know what I mean?
We should. You
should anyway.
should.
But you know what I mean? It's like at the same time too. It's like why am I gonna hit you up? Like, oh yeah, hey man, like we're shooting with you. Let us get the the homie discount. No, it's like at the same time too. It's like, what do you charge? I'm gonna pay you what you charge because it's your business, and we want to see you continue to have that business.
Thrive and
You know what I mean?
grow.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, it and just to kind of set the expectation, like, so we are a business, but there is still not even a break even because we've been so focused on the giving back that I'm like, you know what? For the first 2 years, let's just give.
Yeah.
Let's just give. because at the end of the day, it's really about, and it's sad that it's this way, but it's like in today's world, people have to see what you're doing before they support you.
Yeah.
Right? People had to see me in a
Yeah.
nice high rise before they said, "Oh,
Damn, he's doing it.
he's
you
doing
know?
it."
So-
You know, but when I told them about it, they were like, you like, nah, bro. I know you, and so it sucks, but that's the way it is. So
human nature.
it really, it is, and it's crazy because it's the people that know you the least or just meet you that actually
Probably
support you,
go and support you. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because they have almost like that faith in your human person, saying like, "Oh, I actually believe, like I can feel that." Yeah, they go based off of energy versus like, "Oh, bro, I've known you all my life. Like you've been the loser all your life, and now
That's
you're
what
gonna tell me you're gonna do this." Like, I don't know. Who do I believe?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy, but that's how sometimes the world works. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, so there's no discounts on the soap.
Back to that. Yeah.
Ain't no discounts on the
Just
soap.
so y'all know.
Just so y'all know. Okay?
And I only say that because, you buy a bar and you're really giving one
it,
back.
yeah.
So, for us, it's really all about the give back. There's just no discounts here.
That's what's up, man. Hey.
Nah, hey,
Unless you're
Dude, I was gonna say, get the discount when you buy 4, bro.
right. Yeah, it's so when you do bundles, we understand. All right, you're helping more people.
Yeah.
We'll help you out. You know what I mean? So one bar, $12.99. That's
Okay.
that pretty much allows us to give them back.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and the transport for that. But if you buy 4 or more, they now go down to $10. So
Oh,
we
okay.
call it the 4 for 40 bar
Yeah.
bundle.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
not bad.
4 bars, but
4 bars for $40. Yeah.
and it's really 8 bars if you think about it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
giving
You're
actually
giving-
4
yeah.
to somebody else. So
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, we spend like $40 on a shirt. You know what I mean? Like, why can't you just?
you spend $40 on food.
Yeah, that too. And don't
A
even
one-time
think
deal
twice.
that you just
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord knows we've done that. Fucking $20 at a goddamn gas station.
Yeah, right. Just on like Red Bulls or something.
on Red
On
Bulls
a
snacks.
snack run.
Come on, man.
What's the budget for a snack?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and end it there. You know, this
Hold
is
on.
episode-
We got to shout out my man's podcast over here.
Oh
He's-
yeah,
he's starting some shit
yeah,
up.
go
so
ahead, man.
Hey, bro. You
Let
know
the
what?
people know
Thank
what you
you.
got.
Thank you very much,
No
bro.
problem.
The collective.
The collective.
The
okay.
collective.
Actually, episode 2, Give Soap.
All right.
Hey, so you'll watch
Great
this one
boy.
when that one will probably air first.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it already aired, but when you see this one, just
Yeah.
go over
Yeah,
the
we'll-
collective.
we'll put
the-
Check it
we'll-
out.
we'll-
We'll,
Hey,
we'll add the link
We're
to
gonna
it,
prop
man.
up this one too. We're gonna
Oh,
prop
yeah,
it up.
for
I
sure,
appreciate
yeah.
that, but
And you're on all
And I love
platforms.
it. Unusual Friends.
Yeah,
What was it?
You're on all platforms or
Spotify.
Hey, all platforms,
There
bro.
you go.
But I love Spotify though. I love
Okay,
Spotify.
okay, Spotify. Yeah, that's what's up. A lot of people use Spotify. That's, yeah.
yeah, we're on
Works, yeah.
YouTube, so
So yeah, we're still working on the,
Yeah,
you know, the
Hey,
other.
bro, that's you know why? Because look at this. Of course you're gonna be on
appreciate
bro.
that. I really appreciate that.
Love it.
So yeah, so episode 22.
We've where did Flair
Yeah,
Encounters?
Flair Encounters go?
Yeah, you know,
he got called away
got
to business.
business.
He got
got
business call.
business.
Hey, man,
you know what I
you know?
mean? That's what happens,
he
man.
got-
When
He
you're a
got called away on
businessman.
business on creating the LA experience.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
That's what's
so
up.
if we're gonna do this right
We'll
now.
plug it in
We're
right
gonna plug
now.
it in
Why
one more
not,
time.
man?
If you have a special occasion, anniversary, birthday, or maybe you just want to come hang out
Maybe
in
you
this
gotta, make up for what you did the previous night with the old lady. You know that
Flair
happens.
Encounters, we'll hook you up right, bro. Look at this. Look at this place right now. Like, come on.
Beautiful, man.
insane.
You know, got helicopters. We got all the buildings back here. What more do you want? So
Yeah, if you're
And you'll get to shower with.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
right.
plus
That's
you'll get
right.
to shower
And they're
You'll
a
get the
proud
full-
sponsor of Give Soap. So be sure to check them out. Flair
Right on,
Encounters
Mike,
will
so you
give
guys can
you
smell it.
all the experiences you need here in LA, Hollywood, and pretty soon we'll be going to Chicago. So
Oh,
look out for
all
that.
right.
Okay.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So yeah, when you book with Flair Encounters, you can actually get to shower with one of these complimentary on behalf of Flair Encounters. And they're a business that actually purchases our bars as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now, obviously, they get the business special because
Yeah.
they buy bulk.
Bulk.
You know, they have several of these locations, so we make sure that every restroom gets one bar. It is, not the cheapest bar, so they obviously base it off of the amount of guests that are coming in. But yeah, you get to shower with it, experience the flair, right, in the encounter that you step into. So yeah, shout out Flair Encounters, shout out Give Soap. And shout you guys out.
Oh,
Hey
thanks,
man, we appreciate it, dude. We really appreciate you having us out and
And inviting
giving
us over. Yeah, and inviting
giving
us
this
over,
experience.
man.
Because like I said, I Jose could vouch for it too. We started from a fucking couch. You know what I mean? And fully funded by ourselves. Like this shit's gonna get people like, damn, look at like,
Damn, they're doing it
for me.
big.
It's like you know what I mean. Like this opens. I was going to that. This opens doors that like when the hell would I
back
ever
to
be
the,
able
you
to
know?
come and do this, bro? I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Unless I was staying at a hotel or some shit. But like when it's just it doesn't happen all the time.
Now you guys know. Now you guys got Flaire Encounters.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's what's up.
Partnered with also my personal company. It's Kingdom Keys.
Okay.
So I'm the management company. But now you guys have a place where now you guys have different backdrops.
Yeah.
Hey.
You need a rustic, cigar kind of spot. We got that. You need a high-end luxury. We got that. And so now it's like an interconnected kind of circle.
Now we're
We appreciate it, man. We
sure.
really do. We really do.
Love it, bro.
all right, guys. This is episode 22. We'll go ahead and end it there. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Take it easy. Peace.
Thanks, guys.